Hey guys, welcome. This is our real world video number 2. We're going to start with problem number 1 on our worksheet called 6.3D Solving Systems by Elimination. Alright, number 1. Mrs. Smith took her family and friends to the movies. There were a total of 12 people. Children cost 5, adults cost 10. She spent 95. How many children went to the movies? Alright, well, we want to know how many children went. Okay. And there was also not only children, but there was also adults. Okay, and those are my two unknowns. We always want to start out with my unknowns, so we're going to give A for adults, C for children. I'm going to write two equations. The first equation is going to be a quantity, so an amount. So this is an amount. How many people actually went? Well, there was an adult, or some adults, and there were some kids, and there was a total of 12 people. So that's the amount. Then there's the cost. Okay, so a lot of times we have these two equations, an amount equation and a cost equation. The children's cost $5, so 5 times C, and the adults cost $10. And altogether, $95 was spent. Our problem here is we don't have the right number in front of each, right? You notice that we don't have anything that shares. There's a 1, 1, 10, and 5. So what we have to do is we have to multiply this top equation by 5 or a 10. Now I'm looking for children in my answers, so I want actually the adults to cancel out. So I'm going to multiply by a negative 10. So my new equation, I'm going to write down here, is going to be negative 10a minus 10c equals negative 120. Now I'm going to add these two equations. When I add them, I'm going to get 10a minus 10a, that's 0. There's my elimination. Negative 5c equals, and this is going to give me negative 25. Divide by negative 5, and c is going to be 5. So how many children were there? 5 children. Okay? Alright, let's go on to the next page. Alright, next page, we're doing number 2. Okay, question number 2, it says the ECV band is having a fundraiser. They sold 200 hot dogs and hamburgers. Hot dogs sold for 2, hamburgers sold for 3. They made a total of 580. How many hamburgers did they sell? Alright, well we have two things here. We have hamburgers and we have hot dogs. They both start with H's, so we'll call hamburgers B for burger and D for dogs, hot dogs. Okay? Two unknowns, two equations. My first equation is my amount, how much, how many hot dogs were present. Okay, so we actually had hamburgers plus hot dogs, and there was a total of 200 that were sold. That's a lot. Then there's a cost equation. The cost equation, well, the hot dogs sold for $2, so $2 for a dog, and the burgers were sold for $3 a burger. And they made a total of $580. Just like our last problem, we do not have the same coefficient. I want to find out how many hamburgers they sold, so we want the dogs to cancel out. So in this situation, we're going to go ahead and multiply by a negative. And I want dogs to cancel out, so I'm going to multiply by a negative 2. Rewrite that equation. You get negative 2b minus 2d equals negative 400. That's negative 2 times 200 is how I got that. We can add these. 3b minus 2b is just one burger. Those are going to cancel. So one burger should be 180. Not how much that costs, I'm sorry. That's how many burgers they sold. So they sold a lot of burgers. 180 burgers versus only 20 hot dogs. Alright guys, next question. See, these aren't so bad. We are flying. Next problem, here we go. A math test has a total of 20 problems. Some problems are worth 2, some are worth 3. The whole test is worth 52. How many 3-point problems were there? So we got 2-point problems and we have 3-point problems. Okay, so we'll do D for double, T for triple. Okay, we have an amount equation. How many? Well, there was double and triple questions, and there was a total of 20 problems. And instead of cost, we're going to call it value on this one. And what was the value of a double? Well, that would be 2 points for a double and 3 points for a triple for a total of 52 points. And it asked me how many 3 points. So I want to get rid of the D. I want to get rid of the doubles. So that's how I know I need these two numbers to be the same. Right now there's a 1 here. So I want them to be the same with the opposite sign. So I'm going to multiply by -2. I get -2D minus 2T equals -40. And now we can add them. The D's are going to cancel. There's my elimination. 3T minus 2T is just T. And 52 minus 40 is 12. So there was 12 out of the 20 questions were worth 3 points, and 8 problems were only worth 2 points. Okay? Gosh, this is fast. Last problem. Last problem. You know it's the problem. Alright, Kelly went back to school shopping this weekend. She spent $160 on jeans and shirts. She brought a total of 12 items, with jeans costing 16 and shirts costing 12. How many shirts did she buy? So this is our fourth problem. Yeah. So what do we need to know? We want to know how many shirts and jeans. So jeans and shirts. So we'll use S for shirts and J for jeans. We have an amount equation, how many she bought. So she bought 12 total items, and of those 12 items, they were made up of jeans and shirts. And then there was a value. The value of the jeans cost $16 and the shirts cost $12. And she spent a total of $160. The question asked me how many shirts did we buy? So we want to cancel out the jeans. So we want these two numbers to be the same. Right now there's a 1 there, so we're going to multiply by -16, so we get a negative. You get -16J minus 16S equals, then we got to do 12 times 16. And again, bring a calculator to school. You can use a calculator on your tests, on your quizzes, so go ahead and bring it. So 16 times 12, if you don't know how to do that off the top of your head, bring a calculator. It'll do you wonders. This is 192. We're going to add these equations. This gets canceled. I'm left here with a -4S. Okay. 12 minus 16. Again, you can use a calculator. This is going to be a -32. Divide by -4. And the shirts are going to equal +8. So 8 of my items were shirts. If I bought a total of 12 items, 4 were jeans. Alright guys, that was less than 8 minutes of doing 4 problems, 2 minutes problem. Now I'm doing it way faster than you guys can do, so take your time, patiently walk through it. Alright, ciao.